So good morning friends. Our today's topic is crank position sensor and camshaft position sensor. Okay. Now what are the functions of cam position sensor and crankshaft position sensor that we will discuss in this topic. Okay. Now this is the exploded view of an engine. Okay. The figure in front of you is an exploded view of an engine. Okay. Now this is the crankshaft of an engine. These are the piston cylinders, and this is the camshaft of an engine. Okay. Now crank position sensor is crank position sensor is connected to the, or it is in periphery of the crankshaft. Okay. Here this is a crankshaft position sensor. Okay. This is the toggling wheel. Okay, and this is a crankshaft. Okay, the toggling wheel is mounted on the crankshaft, and around near the toggling wheel there is a crankshaft position sensor. Okay, and this is a camshaft, and here there is a toggling wheel mounted on the camshaft, and near the toggling wheel there is another sensor called as a camshaft position sensor. Okay, now what is the function of crank position sensor and cam position sensor? Okay, the functional objective of the crankshaft position sensor is to determine the position and the rotational speed of the crank. Okay, then what happened after determining the rotational speed and position of crank? Okay, the engine control unit use this information transmitted by the sensor to control the parameters such as ignition timing, fuel injection timing, advancement, retardment, okay, post injection, pre injection. All these parameters are determined by the engine control unit. Okay, by precisely determine the position of piston in the engine, whether it is on TDC or whether it is on BDC. Okay, so these two sensor helps to determine the exact position of piston inside the cylinder. Now we will discuss the working of the crankshaft position sensor. Okay, this is a typically a crankshaft position sensor. Okay, now before working, there are three types of crankshaft position sensor. First is a magnetic type, induction type, and optical sensor type. Okay, now in this topic we will discuss about magnetic sensor, magnetic crankshaft sensor. Okay, now how this magnetic sensor works, that we will see from this diagram. Okay, now in this diagram this is a crankshaft position sensor, and this is a timing rotor or a toggling switch, toggle rotor. Okay, so how it works, that we will see in this diagram. Now inside the crankshaft position sensor there is a permanent magnet as shown in the figure. This is the south pole, this is the north pole. Okay, and just next to the magnet there is a soft iron core or coil, and this coil is attached to the terminals, okay, in which the signal is produced. Okay, these coils are attached to the positive and negative terminal. Okay, now this is the toggling wheel, okay, in which there are two teeth like this. Okay, and these are teeth, and here what we say, there is an empty slot. Okay, and these are teeth, and here is a empty slot. Now how this typical crank position sensor work, and what is the principle behind this, that we will see. Now the working of the crankshaft position sensor is based on the Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction, where he states that whenever a magnetic flux linked with a circuit changes, an EMF is induced in it, which lasts so long as the change in flux continues. Okay, so here what happened, this is a permanent magnet, north-south magnet. Okay, and this magnet produces a magnetic field like this around it. Okay, it produces a magnetic field like this. It produces a magnetic field around it like this. Okay, and what happened when this tooth will come in contact with this magnetic field, or when a tooth will breaks this magnetic field, what happen due to this change in magnetic field, or due to this disturbance in magnetic field due to this teeth, what happened, an EMF is induced in the coil. Okay. So this EMF induced produces a pulse like this in the output of the, so here it will produces a pulse like this. Okay, whenever an tooth passed near this exciter coil, okay, near this coil. Okay, and when this hollow portion passes after the tooth, okay, it will not produce any voltage. Okay, and when another tooth passes through here, then what happened, another pulse will produce like this. Okay, so the pulses will produce as long as the tooth passes near this coil. Okay, so it will generate a signal like this. Okay, so this is how the electrical pulses are generated due to this crank position sensor. Okay, these pulses will generated unless and until this toggle switch rotate in the rightward clockwise direction. Okay, when this toggle switch stops rotating, that is when crankshaft stop rotating, then there is no output from the crank position sensor. Okay, now this diagram shows the crank position sensor and cam position sensor, in which the output of this crank and cam position sensor is given to this ignition control module. Okay, and this ignition control module is also attached to the ECU, where another signals from another sensors are also given to the ECU. Okay, such as TP sensor, mass airflow sensor. Okay, these signals are also given to ECU. Okay, and this ECU is powered by this battery. Okay, so now how the crank position sensor work. Okay, then how the crank position sensor is used to determine the exact position of piston in the cylinder, that we will see by this triggering wheel diagram. Okay, this and this. Okay, that we will see how it works. Now this is a triggering wheel in which there are teeths. Okay, and with the periphery of this triggering wheel there is a crank position sensor. So this there are total 36 teeth on this wheel, and each teeth is placed 10 degree apart. Okay, so total is of 360 degree. So each wheel is placed 10 degree apart from each other. Okay, so the total degree is 360 degree. Okay, and as shown in this there are one teeth missing here. Okay, one teeth is missing here, and here there is a crankshaft position sensor. Okay, now this is a reference point or starting point of signal of engine. Okay, or ECU. Now suppose if we have a 6-cylinder engine, then for 6-cylinder engine, what happened, for the complete cycle of the individual piston, what happened, it will take a 2 revolution of crankshaft. That means total 720 degree. Okay, that means in 720 degree there is a complete cycle takes place. So if there are 6 piston or 6 cylinder, then what happened, 720 divided by 6, that is 120 degree. That means in every 120 degree there is a one piston at the top dead center, which is ready for the power stroke. Okay, that is means for every 120 degree there is a one piston is on TDC. Okay, that means in this case the piston number 1 is on TDC, and then after 120 degree piston number 3 is on TDC. Then again after 120 degree piston number 2 is on TDC. Okay, then after another 120 degree piston number 5 is on TDC, then 4 is on TDC, and then 6 is on TDC. Okay, so after the 120 degree there is a one cylinder is on TDC. Okay, so what happened when the crank rotates, this triggering wheel will also rotate in the clockwise direction, and when these empty slots comes in front of this crank position sensor, then what happened, due to this empty slot there is a no output pulse in the output of the crank position sensor, due to which what happened, as there is a no output, then this point is termed as a reference point. Okay, that means the ECU will understand that at this point, as there is a no signal, then at this point there is a so this point is termed as a reference point, and from this point the crank position sensor will start counting the teeth, that is from after the 12th teeth, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. After 12 teeth, this electronic control unit will give signal to the third cylinder. Okay, that means all the fuel injection and sparking is produced in the third cylinder. Okay, this is happened when or 12 teeth will pass after the crank position sensor. Okay, and again after the 12 teeth, what happened, the cylinder number 2 will be excited. Then again after 12 teeth, the cylinder number 5 will be excited. Okay, so these points, empty slot points, acts as a reference point. Okay, and this is the starting point which starts the firing of cylinder number 1. Okay, now in crank position sensor, what happened when at these reference points, when the crank positions come to this reference point, in that reference point, what happened, there are two pistons are on TDCs, piston number 1 and piston number 5. These two positions are on TDC. Okay, in this what happened, one piston is at the end of the compression stroke, that is piston number 1, and another piston, that is piston number 5, is at the end of the exhaust stroke. Okay, so in this two piston, piston number 1 has to be excited first, that is spark and fuel should be injected in piston number 1, not piston number 5. Okay, so in this case what happened, there are two pistons, piston number 1 and 5, so we have to fire piston number, or we have to excite piston number 1. So in this case, what happened, to determine which piston has to be ignited or which piston has to be excited, so for that purpose another sensor, that is camshaft position sensor, is used to determine which piston is at the top dead center and which is on the which piston is at the end of compression stroke. Now we all know that the camshaft, rotation of camshaft is at the half the speed of the crankshaft. Okay, so that when the crankshaft rotates 2 turn, then camshaft rotates 1 turn. Okay, now in this case we all know that the 4-stroke engine camshaft has a total of 720 degree of rotation for the complete cycle. Okay, so the half of the 720 is 360 degree, so camshaft will rotate 360 degree. Okay, for the complete cycle of the engine. Okay, that is all strokes of the engine will complete in the 360 degree of camshaft. Okay, so as there is a 6-cylinder we considered in this as we are considering 6-cylinder, now what happened, this camshaft is divided into 6 equal parts. Okay, That means this every 60 degree there is a one tooth. Okay, every 60 degree there is a one tooth. 60 degree into 6 is 360 degree. Okay, so means every 60 degree there is a one tooth like this. Okay, now this teeth is 60 degree apart with each other. Okay, now what happened when the teeth number 1 on the camshaft come in front of this crankshaft position sensor, then what happened in this condition? When teeth number 1 comes in front of the camshaft position sensor, in this condition what happened, both the inlet and exhaust valve are in the closed position. Both the valves are in closed position when this teeth number 1 comes in front of this. Okay, so this is the condition when these two are aligned and both the valves are in closed position, and this will produce a signal like this. It's okay, because of this. Okay, because of this teeth, this sensor will produce a signal like this, and in this condition both the valves are in closed position. That means piston is at top dead center in the compression stroke. Okay, so what happened when this crank position sensor on this reference point where there is a where there are two piston number 1 and piston number 5 at top dead center at the same time, when this condition occurs in the camshaft position sensor, these conditions occur. That is piston this piston number 1 will be in front of camshaft position sensor, and in both the sensor you will get a output signal like this. Okay, in this case cylinder number 1 is in the compression stroke, and here the camshaft the cylinder number 1 both is on the compression stroke because both the valves are in the closed position. Okay, so when this position is attained here on the crankshaft, this position is attained on the camshaft, and in both the sensors we will get a output signal like this. And when output signal from both the sensors are generated, then these signals are given to the AND gate. Okay, this signal is given to the AND gate, and what happened because of due to this AND gate, what happened, what is the Boolean equation of AND gate? That is when there are two input A and B, the equation of AND gate is C is equal to A dot B. Okay, that means both signal should be present in the input of the AND gate, so we will get the output in the AND gate. Okay, so here what happened, the A is the crankshaft position sensor, B is the camshaft position sensor. Okay, now crankshaft camshaft position sensor has an output like this. Now in the crankshaft position sensor, what happened, there is a cylinder 1 output in cylinder 1 as well as for cylinder number 5. Both cylinder has a output. Okay, but here what happened, here cylinder number 1 and cylinder number 5 has a output, and here there is a cylinder number 1 has a output. Okay, that means here you see cylinder number 1 has a output. Okay, now here what happened, due to this cylinder number 1, that is and this cylinder number 1, okay, both the signals are there in cylinder number 1, so there is a output in cylinder number 1 only, not in cylinder number 5. Okay, cylinder number 5 will excited when in the fifth teeth of the cam. Here there is a fifth teeth of the cam comes in front of the camshaft position sensor. So in that case, when instead of 1, if there is a fifth teeth in the camshaft, then this fifth and this fifth, so in this case the cylinder number 5th will be fired. Okay, but in this case what happens, cylinder number 1 is in front of the tooth of the cylinder number 1 is in front of the camshaft position sensor, and here the reference point is also cylinder number 1 is in front of the crankshaft position sensor. So in this case what happened, both the sensor will has a input to the cylinder number 1. Okay, and cylinder number 1 will be excited. This cylinder number 1 will be excited and give spark to the engine. Spark and fuel is injected inside the cylinder number 1. Okay, so with the help of this camshaft position sensor, this camshaft position sensor determines which cylinder is at the TDC and which cylinder is at the end of compression stroke. Okay, so this sensor will determine which cylinder is at the end of compression stroke, and those cylinder which is at the end of compression stroke will excited, and fuel and spark is injected into that cylinder. Okay, not in those cylinder which is at the end of exhaust stroke. Okay, so this cylinder this sensor will determine which cylinder is at the end of compression stroke. Okay, so by this procedure the exact position of the piston is determined inside the cylinder by this crankshaft and camshaft position sensor. Okay, that is the exact position of sensor, exact position of piston, whether the piston is on the TDC or TDC in the end of compression stroke is determined by the crankshaft and camshaft position sensor. Okay, so this data is fed into the ECU, and according to this data the exact timing of injection of fuel as well as the injection of current in the petrol engine and the injection of fuel in the diesel engine is determined. Okay, thank you.